Hello, I'm Tim Jones, and welcome to another edition of View from the Bleachers. You know, people tell me I'm a good sport. In fact, if you look up good sport in the dictionary, it should simply show a photo of me getting hit with a cream pie and then smiling afterwards and saying, "Man, you guys got me. Well played." It's a part of my quirky personality and one of the reasons my kids refuse to be seen with me in public. Being a good sport can be a real headache at times. I'll explain what I mean with some actual examples on the other side. Welcome back. Okay, so I'll be the first to admit I'm not the most handsome man in the world. I'm not the smartest nor the most successful at business, but there's one area where apparently I shine. I'm a good sport. No, I'm not saying that I'm good at sports. See this sign? Yeah, I suck at most of those. No, what I'm trying to say is that I'm a good sport. I can take a practical joke in stride, laugh it off, and not seek revenge. Well, in most cases anyways. Throughout my entire adult life, friends and coworkers have delighted in pulling practical jokes on me, or otherwise looking for ways to thrust me into very embarrassing situations, because they know I'll laugh along with everyone else at my very public humiliation. And I really don't mind. I believe that they'd never attempt these stunts if they didn't like me. Or maybe they viewed me as an easy mark. Yeah, now that I process this further, the latter explanation is starting to make a lot more sense. Anyway, the stories you're about to hear are 100% true. Only the names have been changed to protect the not so innocent. In my freshman year at University of Virginia, my dorm mates signed me up for a computer dating event without my knowledge. I was completely mystified when I received a letter informing me that I had a date scheduled for Friday evenings since my social calendar was wide open from September through, well, pretty much the end of the academic year in May. So I donned my best outfit. Okay, so I didn't have much fashion sense back then. And I went to the dance to meet my mystery match. And barely 30 minutes into our first, and this may surprise you, our last date, this guy storms in, gets in my face and shouts, "That's my fiancé, buddy. This date is over." What just happened? I asked my date, and apparently the two were indeed legally engaged, and they thought it would be fun to see who they got matched up with. What a hilarious prank they pulled. Lucky me. I just wish I had the presence of mind to have thought of a snappy comeback like, "Hey buddy, she may be your fiancé, but tonight she's my date. And unless you want to reimburse me for these flowers and this suit that I bought for this date, then I suggest you take a number, buddy." Several hilarious snappy comebacks would come to my mind after our aborted date, but I didn't say anything in the moment because I was, you got it, a good sport. I was a pretty OCD person about grades in college, and I often pulled all-nighters to cram for final exams. After one ordeal, I came back to the apartment and I was completely exhausted and collapsed on the couch. I was dead to the world. And then my roommates, Larry, Assad, and Bill, well, they hovered over me and they clapped loudly. I came to in a fright and they snapped a photo of me. Very funny. Well, 2 weeks later, I find that Larry, Assad, and Bill are huddled around our 13-inch black and white TV. They appeared riveted. And I asked what was so newsworthy on this lame cable channel at 3 o'clock on a Thursday, and Bill answered, "Oh, Tim, you got to check this out. This station has some fantastic programming." Intrigued, I peered over his shoulder as every 10 seconds a new screen would appear announcing local matters of absolutely no import. These guys need to get a life, I mused. Well, then came a series of birthday announcements featuring images of, well, adorable young children with messages like, "Happy birthday, Melody Bishop, age 7, and birthday wishes to Marissa Greer, age 1. Isn't she cute? Ah, she's adorable. It was the next birthday message that really caught my attention. "Happy birthday, Timmy Jones, age 20. Yeah, that's right. Staring back at me was the photo that my roomies had taken right after they almost gave me a heart attack and woke me up from my sleep on the couch after my all-nighter. This is the actual photo that they took. Admitted, I look like a crazed serial killer, eyes maniacal, pointing at my next victim. Well, the guys at the TV station evidently also loved the photo because they continued to air this birthday message about me for 3 weeks. I just laughed it off, however, because, well, that's what good sports do. You know, college truly was a training ground for me in becoming a really good sport. There was this one morning while I was heading to classes, I noticed a giant 3-foot by 2-foot poster plastered to our mailboxes with another extremely unflattering photo of me. And next to my visage was this disquieting headline: "Come hear Tim Barfy Jones lecture students and faculty on ice candles and snow picnics and their effect on the outer cosmos. Tuesday night, 7 p.m., Wilson Hall." I'm not making this up, I swear. My roomies were pranking me again, and they were just getting started. At my first class, a 300-foot seat lecture hall, the same giant poster was plastered on all the walls and even on the professor's lectern. Same thing for my next class, and the one after that. You get the idea. Even the hallways were covered with the same annoying poster, and I vividly remember sitting behind 2 girls who were staring at the poster in one of my classes, commenting, "This guy looks like a dork. What a freak show." Well played, roomies. Well played. In grad school, my girlfriend pulled a most unexpected prank for my birthday. She came to my apartment, presented me with a rabbit in a cage, and shouted, "Happy birthday," laughing all the time. I thought somebody's pulling my leg, only it wasn't a joke. The rabbit really was her birthday gift. The larger rabbit cage and the food and the $600 in vet bills, not included. My relationship with this rabbit would continue 3 years longer than my relationship with my soon-to-be ex-girlfriend. My reputation for being a good sport followed me into the working world, too. During a United Way fundraising campaign, my boss conscripted me into doing the Dollars for Dunking event. Every time someone donated $100, I had to take a plunge into an outdoor pool in January, suit, tie, dress shoes. Let me tell you, the fundraising records were broken that day. Why would I do it? Well, if you've been following along, you know why. Because, well, you get the idea. But nothing will quite match my ultimate indignity. The time my formerly dear friend Mark volunteered me to assist a street magician with his act. The fellow needed a sucker for his grand finale, which sadly did not involve making me disappear. That would have been far less of a humiliating outcome. No, as the performer scanned the crowd of 500 people looking for a volunteer, Mark grabbed my hand and thrust it high in the air and shouted, "Tim will do it!" And what ensued was nothing short of a complete stripping of my dignity, not to mention my apparel. I was helpless as this street performer coaxed me into removing first my shoes, then my socks, my shirt, my undershirt, my pants, until all that remained to cover my nearly naked body were my tighty whities. The crowd went wild, chanting, "Take it off, take it off." And if you don't believe me, here's an actual photo of that very moment. Being a good sport has defined my nature throughout my life. And I really have not minded all the embarrassment and occasional humiliation inflicted by supposed friends and obviously jealous coworkers. After all, it just means they like me. At least that's what I keep telling myself. Well, that's the view from the bleachers. I'm Tim Jones, and, I have to go. A buddy of mine is waiting for me to join him. He says he has a surprise in store, but he won't tell me. I guess I'll just have to wait and find out. Bye now. Be there soon, buddy.